Coming down to the wire. Epicenters ended. Rick Strike is coming up on the end zone.
What if I told you a man decided to fake his own death, elaborate scheme, for one reason, to not pay child support?
If it is a war on rats, clearly the rats are winning.
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.
So you get shot in the butt, your dick doesn't work? What were you saying?
Yeah, they get nerve damage. You can if you get hit in the ass with a bullet, you can get nerve damage. You know what? They talk about it in that Will Smith movie with Martin Lawrence. He gets shot in the ass and he goes, "My dick don't work." Remember? Bad Boys 2.
I've never seen Bad Boys.
Oh my God.
Bro,
what podcast am I on? Like
I haven't seen so many movies, dude.
Oh my goodness. Who hurt you? What went wrong?
My parents never show me classics, never
Let's
went
start from
camping.
there.
None of that. None of that, dude.
Yeah, no, it's a bad place to get shot. Get shot in the thigh, right up here. Right there's a lot of meat and tissue. That's where you want to get hit. You don't want to get hit in any part with a bone because then it's going to hurt when it rains. So, you know?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you ever, when people get shot in...
It hurts when it rains?
Well, when the weather changes. That's why old people move down to warm weather places.
Because they've been shot a lot?
I mean, you know, maybe
it's a different time. I don't know.
It's a different time. You know what I mean? You can shoot a man and nobody put it on Instagram. You know what I mean? Back in the old 1900s. That's so weird because I'm like, it sounds old now. 1982. It's like, oh, wow.
How many years ago is that now? Like 60?
Too many. You know what I mean? Enough that I should have bet on Bitcoin.
Dude. I saw this one video on Twitter, and it was this guy like from 2013 begging people to put $1 into Bitcoin in 2013. That would be like $60K at its peak. $1.
No, it's
or
at
one
90,
Bitcoin. One Bitcoin was
one
like $60K.
Bitcoin. Yeah, one Bitcoin right now is 90,000.
Oh shit! I didn't think it was still doing good.
Yeah, it's doing. It was 90 something thousand. I believe it is.
The all-time high of Bitcoin is $73,780.
Which is when?
I have Bitcoin, so
is that in Canadian?
Pretty sure it's 90,000 right now Canadian.
You have Bitcoin?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Not enough Bitcoin. Not enough Bitcoin. No, I was into Bitcoin before it was popular. My first Bitcoin, I bought it for $700. And
was that like pre-pandemic?
Whoa, that's way before that.
Yeah.
This is back in like 2013, 14. And so it was a fad back then. In fact, Bitcoin back in the day is what a lot of places like Backpages would use to advertise. You'd have to pay through Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin back in the day was used more for people who were moving cash without having to have cash. So if I wanted to go across the border with $50,000, I'd put it in Bitcoin, cross the border,
and then
pull it back out. And so that's what you were using it for. Or you were using it for buying on the dark web. That's what Bitcoin was also used a lot for as well. And so Bitcoin back in the day had a lot of shady past, and a lot of people like, why would you even need this form of digital currency? And so back in those days, I was just trying a thing. And I think what happened was kind of sucks is, you know, life happens and I needed money and I have this asset that is, I have to liquidate it. And back in those days, you had to go to little machines. You had to Google and find a machine, go there and pull the money out. And I had to use it to pay rent. And so I had to pull money out. And
that's
so
crazy. Because that's the biggest thing with it is people are like, I don't understand how you even use it. Because most people are like, I don't think people can understand you can just like cash it out.
Yes, you can. You can absolutely cash it out. And so I did. And unfortunately, so I had 1.5. I had 1.5, which if I had that today, I would be sitting on
1.5 Bitcoins.
1.5 is what I had at the time, and I took that out. And it's funny because when you're like, well, you had Bitcoin, why are you here today? At the time, the amount of Bitcoin that I had left was so little you couldn't extract it from an account. Today, it's worth $4,000. So I have $4,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is like, you know, not a lot. And so that's why. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, all the mistakes,
That's
man.
a decent amount for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out. I had to pay rent this time again.
I'll get shot for that Bitcoin. We're talking about what we'd get shot for. How much money? That much.
I mean, what is the lowest you get shot for?
how much is a year's worth of rent here? I'll probably do that. Get rent covered.
I don't know what rent is here, but in Alberta, that's not enough money.
Here it's enough. Here it's enough.
Oh, well, you guys got that high rent, $2,000 and up, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's like it's not crazy like Toronto or
Yeah, Toronto or Vancouver, those are the worst places.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, here like 1 bedroom, like 1,300-ish.
oh, that's nothing.
I'd get shot for a house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I would take that.
I would want it somewhere cool though, so I could flex the shot. Because I have this one scar right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Uh-huh.
You see that?
Uh-huh.
It's pretty badass.
And how much pussy has that got you?
Anyways. it was-
Exactly.
People always ask me how I got it. And I gotta like make up stories because the real reason why I got this scar was because I was walking into a bar. So I was sober,
Mhm.
walking into this bar, not leaving. And there was a nail sticking out from the doorway. And I like stumbled sober because I'm just a clumsy person. And my arm just scraped across the doorway. And then that's how I got it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty lame story.
Yeah, it is.
Should've sued-
Yeah.
Can we edit that out of the podcast?
You should have sued them, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, what did you do wrong? Like, come on, man. I would have been like, blame the bar. They have supposed to, any kind of things that are hanging or protruding from a building or vehicle are supposed to be flagged off with a brightly colored marking so that the
Oh, now
person
there's
cannot
hockey
hit it.
tape over it. I've been back since.
That's
Yeah.
your legacy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They put hockey tape over it. They didn't even clean the blood. They're like,
Dude, I went in because it was my buddy's the GM there. So I
Mhm.
showed him. I was like, dude, I got fucking scraped on the door. He's like, oh yeah, nicked you, eh? And I was like, you know about this thing? And he just gave me a bunch of wet wipes they give you for fucking hot wings.
Yeah.
So I just like use that to sterilize it.
That's not your friend.
Yeah. Is it too late? Is it too late?
Yeah, it's too
I think
late.
it's probably too late.
It's
You
too
should have
late.
pretended to get tetanus or something.
I
Yeah,
still,
you
it
should
hurts right
rub-
now. As we're talking about it, it hurts.
Yeah. Every time you
Should
talk
rub
about
dirt
it.
into it, get it infected, and like cause a problem.
Yeah, definitely you missed the window of opportunity on that one. You messed that one up. That was your Bitcoin.
Yeah, that
You
was
know?
my Bitcoin.
That was your Bitcoin. And you traded it for wet wipes. I thought, you know what? There's a reason why you don't have what you need right now.
I still have to pay too that night.
You keep
Didn't even get
blocking
free
your
food.
blessings. That's what it is. You keep blocking your blessings.
Man, fucking speaking of like saving a dime here and there, did you hear about this guy?
Mm-hmm.
He faked his own death to avoid paying over $100,000 in child support.
Well, if I ever got $100,000 bill in child support, I would have died right on the spot myself. Okay, but like, yeah, 100K.
No kid's that valuable. 100K?
Well, that's the thing that's weird with child support is that, especially like in California, they always say don't get married in California because them laws ain't made to save any man with money. Because like, like they are allowed to take half of everything as long as they were just married a day, all that money's mine. And now it's like, yeah, I didn't have to be married. I just have to live with you to take all your money. And it's weird because now this is probably going to get me in trouble, but hear me out. If I have all the money and they can't afford to look after the kid, shouldn't I get the kid? You know? And then the mom gets to meet the kid. Like I have $400 million or whatever. And you're like, I need $60 million to raise this kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, then give me my kid and you can come visit.
But it didn't come out of you, so you can't love it as much.
That's not true. I don't care. I don't know. I don't
If
know.
that thing
I'm
came out of
taking-
you, you would love it a lot more, I bet.
Yeah, not as much as that
Crazy.
$60 million. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, okay, wait, did he say he doesn't want the kid? That he has all because it don't work in reverse. If she had all the money and he's like, well, I want the kid, and they'd be like, go home, go get a job. They
Yeah.
kick you to the curb. So it's one of those things that was made in a time to protect women, right? Because back in the day, when women didn't work, a man up and leaves, you end up destroying that woman and that child's life, right? But now where it's like men are like, I want my kid. Can I have my kid then? And you just go, and they're like, no. It's not I need the kid and I need $60 million right now.
Dude,
it's crazy.
There is this other story.
I'm gonna get banned right there.
I wonder if we can find it. But I think it was a guy, he played for a sports team.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he played. He was just like in the front office or some shit. And he was going through a divorce. And they didn't give him his raise until after the divorce.
That was the basketball player. That was the coach.
The coach?
Yeah,
You know
that
what I'm
was the
talking
coach.
about, though. Yeah.
That's the NBA coach. They did that on purpose because they wanted to make. Yes. Well, here's the thing, man. Some like, did you see? Okay, speaking basketball, a lot of women will use babies like a lottery ticket. There was a porn star, Mariah Mills, who was sleeping with.
Never heard. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a porn star, and she was messing with Zion Williamson. Got pregnant.
Oh, I heard about that.
She got so excited once because of course, he made her do the pregnancy test to see if it was his baby. Of course, it was his baby, and she was like so like he was trying to make it be like quiet because he has like a woman, and like she was like, "No, you're gonna pay me." In fact, she tattooed his face on her cheek.
Oh wow!
Like, yeah, that's my baby daddy, and you're gonna pay me. Like that's not someone who truly cares about the kid. That's someone who what they want to come out of them is the baby, so they can kick it to the curb and get to 60 million.
It's like dudes having a conversation about what would you do for money. We're like, how much did you get shot for? Women are like, who would you let impregnate you for money?
There was a case, and you might be able to find this one, where a man had sex with a woman, and he was wearing a condom. He takes the condom off and throws it in the garbage. She took it out of the garbage, put the semen in a baster, injected into herself. Now they're in court, and that's how it's explained. And the judge goes, "Well, it was you left the condom there, and it was a gift to her, and so he had to pay child support." That's
crazy.
Why if you hear about the story with Drake when the girl goes, Drake had hot sauce in the condom. That's why he did it. Because of the fact that he didn't want anybody going in the trash and taking it out. So they put hot sauce in the condom to destroy the semen. That's why they do those things.
Is the hot sauce to destroy the semen, or is it just to make it really uncomfortable if you shoot it up there?
Well, I mean, I can tell you this much. I don't want to be the receiving
There's got to be a
end
better
of that.
way to say that. There's got to be a better way to say that.
I don't know, but she should have realized that when it was red. She's like, why does this smell like Frank's Red Hot Sauce? I mean, I guess Drake is a spicy guy. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, those are real things. And so it's like situations like that because are the reasons why I'm like, all right, listen, I get that there should be child support, but can we at least put a cap on it? Like, let's be realistic about certain numbers. And even with that, it's, again, a law that was made in the past for something that doesn't exist today.
I just think like no one's getting married anymore, so it's like,
well, even now, if a girl or a man live together for 6 months, you are now entitled to half of their shit. Whoever has the higher income.
That's wild. Because I had a roommate I lived with for 7 years, so I guess me and him were technically common law.
If you got who was on top,
and he's got way more money than I do. He's got way more money than I do, bro. I could have done. That's two things I missed out on.
Well,
the nail in the wall, and then now my homie.
I don't know how nice your roommate stuff was, but that's not the shot I was looking to take. And I don't think he had the kind of furniture I would need. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I don't know. I don't want that couch that bad, dog. I don't want that couch that bad.
Oh, so. Honestly, though, like it's kind of smart, like women like doing like lobster trapping NBA players. I would do it. I'm hoping I want WNBA players to get paid more.
Would that happen? And yes, it would. It would, because of the simple fact that in North America,
Caitlin Clark's
it seems
got that
absurd.
Nike money now, dude.
There's people like when you go to like Brazil and places like that, they have what they call playboys, and they're guys that have no jobs. They're just good looking people. They lay on the beach and they wait for tourist people to show up, and they take them out, and they are basically their male escorts, and that's their whole life.
Are they doing it for money or for green cards?
No, they stay. That's how they live. So it's like they eat, sleep, and party off of the money of tourists, and then every day they're back on the beach, right? And so we'll just have an influx of good-looking Brazilian men showing up. So it's like we don't stand a chance. All right,
specific.
You think you can stand up to a Brazilian playboy who wears a thong underwear, has a little bit of hair on his chest, and his name is Fabio? You're screwed, man. Fuck. You're not banging. Yeah. You're not being flown out. We're not making the cut. Let's be realistic. You ever seen a WNBA player?
I think I saw a stat somewhere too that Brazilians have like the biggest schlongs now too. They beat you guys.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
They're threats to all of us.
No, Brazilians are black, so they are black. They just don't show that part of you. That part of them is like there's a lot of racism down there. But,
yeah.
Brazilian has a lot of black people. It's a lot of black people, and it's just
racist towards black people or okay.
They have a lot of there's it's so weird with with racism because there's Brazilians who are just as dark as me, black hair, but they'll say that they're not black. Right?
Do they still say the N-word though?
I don't know. It probably sounds different in Portuguese. Maybe negro.
They roll the R.
I don't know. But I just know that it's like there's a lot of people who, have a lot of hate within themselves because of the hate that was inflicted on them. And that happens a lot in Brazil. It's kind of like how when they were trying to deny that Egyptians were black. And then they're like, no, look at us. There's plenty. And they're like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? How are you going to say that there's no black Egyptians, that Egyptians weren't black? Have you seen your own history? But it's just, again, people who are racist, they want to not be affiliated with the color black at all. And so it happens in countries like that. There's people who are in Spanish countries who will tell you, I'm Cuban, I'm not black. And it's like, what are we doing here?
In Latin America too,
I'm the opposite. I'm not white, I'm Italian.
Take it, baby. Run with that. Say you're olive.
I'm olive, baby. Thank you.
In Latin America too, a lot of the economies in the 20th century were manufacturing economies. So a lot of the elite had affiliations with American manufacturing companies. So the ruling class would classify themselves as white.
Yeah.
And then they'd treat everybody else like they were
they do it in a
different race.
For
even though
some reason,
not really a distinction there.
I don't know why it's like that. I mean, but it's like that around the world. If you go to India, they do that as well. The lighter Indians treat the darker ones meaner. You go to the Philippines.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in the Philippines, they bleach their skin because they don't want to be affiliated with being dark, because being dark is too close to being associated to being working outside. You're a slave. Look at in China. Why do you think the geishas have the white makeup? It's to be like, I'm so wealthy, I don't need to spend time in the sun working. And so
that's the reason why.
Yeah.
It's because the darker you are, they think the more
because
you're outside.
Who works out in the sun? It's your servants. I don't want to be affiliated with low class people that need to work out in the sun. And even when you look at in the old English times, they'll be like, "Yo, close the curtains. How you letting the sun in? You're gonna get dark. They're gonna think you're a working."
That's crazy because over here, we're trying to get outside.
Yeah,
but we're still racist. It doesn't make sense.
We want all the benefits and none of it good.
We're all working office jobs and shit. We're cold 8 months of the year, and then finally it's warm. We're dying to get outside.
What is is that what it's like out here? Cold 8 months of the year?
It's cold from when Halloween hits, it's cold. So halfway through October until end of April, it's cold.
Okay, all right, then that's all right. That's good old Canadian cold. That's about the right time. Yeah, because Alberta is we get 2.5 months.
Oh,
of
you
summer.
guys are fucked.
Yeah,
why do you live out there? I've always wanted to ask from Alberta this. I don't know many Albertans.
I'll tell you, to be honest, Alberta and Saskatchewan are the last true middle class cities in this country. The money per capita spending money is completely different. When you come to Ontario, you guys have your rich are elite rich, but then the rest of you guys is butt fuck poor. And you go to Alberta, you can be I have one job, I have a house, and I have a car, and I have a second house, but I have one job. You go to Toronto, you need a job, a side hustle, a fucking, a gig just to have a roommate.
You need a partner who has a job and a side hustle.
Yeah, and both of you better be working, you know what I'm saying? You can be one guy working one job and take care of your whole family. So, you go out to Alberta, they're doing very well. Same thing with Saskatchewan, and that's why a lot of people from Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Halifax, they're all over there. Because of the jobs. It's understanding that Ottawa, Toronto, Vancouver, you're beautiful cities, but it doesn't make sense to live in a city that you can't afford.
Yeah.
And eventually, when all the glitz and glamour doesn't matter anymore, and what does matter is the fact that you've been working your entire life and you still rent, and you still have to bang your ceiling because the neighbor's kids upstairs are too loud, and You know, your car is broken down, and if something happens, you can't fix it. And I've never gone on a vacation, and I haven't seen my friends in a while. You know what I mean?
It's just crazy because you tell the average person from Ontario that, or just the average person in general that, like, listen, I have a situation. You can go work one job, have a house and a car, and you can still afford entertainment. And it's like, dude, take me there. It's like, where you got to go? Alberta. I'm staying in Toronto. The amount of people that still would rather stay in Toronto.
Good for them.
And Vancouver. That's crazy.
Good for them. I always say, because I'm from Scarborough originally, right? So I left because of how poor I was. And I went out, and I'll never
Right to
forget.
Alberta?
Yeah, I went to Alberta. I was working in the oil fields as a pipe fitter.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, I did the oil trades, and I remember going back to Toronto a lot. Everybody does it at first. You always go back to visit a lot. But every time I would go back, it'd be like every 2 or 3 months. And every 2 or 3 months, we get together with all my friends. I'd be like, when was the last time y'all seen each other? And they're like, the last time you were here. And I'm like, so wait a minute. You guys don't hang out a lot. They're like, yeah, we're busy. I don't got no time. I got my job. I got to do this job. I got to pay for this bill. I got to do this thing. And I'm like, so I can afford to fly anywhere I want, whenever I want, and visit you guys, go to other places, other countries. You guys can't even get the evening off to hang out with each other in your city, and you're going to look me in the face and go, why do I live in Alberta? It's like, dog, why haven't you started living?
Yeah.
So, yeah, make fun of Alberta all you want, but we eat out there. You know, we eat and we don't miss meals.
I mean, the only thing I have against Alberta is something I have against Ottawa. It's just too cold.
100%
Yeah,
it's
it's the
cold.
same thing here, though.
Listen, it's cold for a reason, okay? It's cold so that when you're out there and you're working, you need to know, save your money and run, you know?
Yeah.
You can save your money, find a beautiful place and live. But you know, the funny thing is, a lot of people like that cold out there. There's a lot of Albertans who are happy. I've met guys who said their favorite temperature is -5 degrees Celsius. I said, Lord have mercy. Yeah,
wherever you are, fuck you.
He said he's like
Fucking
-5, and I'm like, that is disgusting. I'm like, people die in that weather. What are you doing? Like, he's like,
that's why he likes it.
I like that weather. That's my favorite weather. He's like, I don't want to be hot. I don't like it. Alberta's infamous for, you know, when they have the classic memes of like the white guys who are just out in shorts in the snow.
Are these dudes
people
that like it -5 and they don't like the heat?
Yeah,
Are they
don't like
250
it.
plus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 350 to be exact.
Yeah, all right.
6'4", 350 pounds,
Yeah,
and he's
all
like,
right.
I need -5
They run hot.
degrees Celsius. Yeah,
They run hot.
Yeah.
Oh
my
I
God.
want to bring it back real quick because this story is fascinating. This guy faked his own death to avoid paying child support. The amount of work this guy put into this. Take this in. He hacked into, what was it?
Is that his face right there up on the screen?
Yeah, this is his mugshot.
Oh my God, that guy definitely looks like. Tell me about this. What did he do?
What was it exactly that he hacked into? I don't want to fuck up the.
So he accessed the Hawaii death registry system
That
using
was
the
it.
details of a doctor living in another state and created a case for his own death. And then he, quote, assigned himself as the medical certifier for the case and certified that case, which resulted in him being listed as deceased in many government databases.
This guy hacked into government softwares to mark himself as dead using another doctor's credentials from a different state, not even Hawaii.
That guy needs to have his own podcast. It's like,
I am interested in the
This sounds like a
language-
good father-son bonding activity. In all
how much
honesty.
did I not want you? Like,
Yeah,
like,
What?
you think your dad hates you? my dad faked his
My dad
death.
hates me so much he learned how to code.
Yeah.
He's a boomer that learned how to code.
My dad
You
left my
crazy?
mom. My dad learned how to hack into the system of the Hawaiian database and say he was dead. Fuck your birthday, bro.
Now he's just chilling in Cuba with fucking Tupac and Elvis.
And
Nice.
Hitler.
And Hitler.
No, he's in Costa Rica, I think.
Argentina.
Dream blunt
There
rotation.
you go. You know, you read the same dockets. We all have manifestos.
I'm interested in the language that the story used because it just says that he accessed the death registry system. That doesn't seem to me like bro is like Matrix.
I feel like there has
Hacking
to
and
be
stuff.
some level of Matrix involved in there because
Yeah.
it's not like he just went over, hey, Sandra, can I see your computer real quick? And then
Yeah.
do. No, he had to know something.
And there's no way that's just a website where you just have username, password, and you're
Yeah,
in. You can just,
but he
you know,
figured it out. Either which way. I wonder how much.
Just give it a year. There'll be a Netflix doc. We'll figure it out.
Because I want to
Yeah.
know. I want to know. That's a good one. I like that.
He would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Meddling.
You know?
He would have got away with it if it wasn't for the meddling kids. How many kids does he have with that
It
lady?
didn't say that. At least one. Obviously.
Okay, and what does he do for a living? Because 100,000 is a lot. Is that a year or a month? It's got to be a year.
I think when they say child support, they mean monthly, don't they?
Yeah, it's got to be a month.
It's always a monthly rate.
That's insane. 100,000 a month.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Well, no,
numbers.
it said he owed $100,000 total.
Oh, it could have been cumulatively over.
Yeah, I think it was cumulative.
Okay.
Also, there
Okay.
is fully just a website that you can log into.
Really?
All right.
Try it. Log in.
Log in.
Yeah.
Order as guests. Here, I'll order a death certificate in Hawaii.
Hilarious.
You can just do this.
What? You know what?
I heard a friend told me.
I'm tired of being Sterling Scott. You know what? like, let's change the world today. I don't want to. Let's look. I would. Damn it. Let's start.
You know what's crazy? A friend of mine told me one time. We're like in high school, and I was like, "The fuck? This is too deep right now, bro. Just pass me the blunt." he's like, "You're more valuable dead than you are alive."
If you're insured, yeah.
Because then you get all that fucking money. Even if you're like, obviously, if you're like a celebrity, you know what I mean? Think about it. When Robin Williams died, all of his movies just fucking skyrocketed. His estate was getting all that money.
Ooh, you mean as in the value of the art that you created in the time that you've been in this space?
Like all of your albums through the roof if you like do something crazy. You know what I mean? Jump off a building or something.
Well, we're gonna
And then
kill
you
me right
fake
now.
it. Yeah, we're gonna kill the thumbnail and like title of this episode. We killed Sterling Scott.
Yeah, that should be the title of it. We killed Sterling Scott.
So there is it looks like there is like an amount of effort that he did put into it because you need like ID of it says he used the information of a doctor like from another state, so he must have had like an old ID or something like that.
So that's what he got arrested for, was not only the hacking but also identity theft.
I still feel like nice try, dog.
Yeah.
Nice try.
I mean, it's not
He's
bad.
gonna go to the minimum security prison with other guys who are like, dude, that was awesome. I'll show you how to get away with that next time when we go out. We're gonna do white collar crime together.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go, brother.
Dude, it's like Get Hard. You ever seen
I
Get
hate
Hard?
paying child support to my bitch of a wife too.
Have you seen Get Hard with Will Ferrell?
Yeah,
Kevin
I
Hart?
did.
He starts teaching like Kevin Hart's like cousin's gang how to do white collar crimes. Honestly, when you walked in, I was thinking this because when I first heard your voice, I was like, you sound like you're from New York. You have kind of like a little bit of a New York energy to you as well.
Here's the thing. This is gonna sound weird, but it's the truth. I like different accents, and whenever I feel to, I will switch in and out of different accents because it's just fun to talk different ways. So,
give me your Canadian white.
Hello, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. My name is Sterling Scott. It's been a pleasure and an honor. Oh, that's awesome.
You used to work at a call center
Fantastic.
for sure, yeah.
Like, well, it's like when I don't know who's on the other line, it sounds like that. Is hello. Fantastic. When I want to garner good results, I use words like that's awesome. How's your day going? Oh, this peachy. I love ya. Great. Do that.
Yeah.
Right. But then like if I'm,
That's why I talk like my friends' moms.
Right. Sometimes when I'm hanging with my friends, and I have a lot of Caribbean friends, Jamaican friends, sometimes out of nowhere, I'll be like, yeah, Bridget, a long time I never hear something like that. And you just switch it to a Jamaican accent.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Yeah.
also Trinidad. Doesn't it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just tell them that's how you got the scar. Yo, Bridget, a long time I get this blood clot scar. But maybe you would have got the money if you had done that. Like sometimes I feel like a Trinidadian, and it's like, oh God, how's all you're doing today? I want to hang out. So it's like I like switching in and out of different accents according to how I feel in the moment. And so a lot of times
Your
people
default
will be
though
like-
is like New Yorker.
I would say my default would be this right here.
This
'Cause I
sounds
wasn't
New York
thinking.
to me.
I wasn't thinking when I was talking, so this is default.
Yeah.
When I pick up the phone, like if you were to have called me, you would have got hello. You would have got that voice. You would have got that voice. You would have got that voice. When I leave here and go to Scarborough, yo, Regin, I'm back, dog. Yo, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
sometimes I might slide into my Scarborough accent when I'm talking to people. It'd be like, yo, dog, more times I just want to fucking vibe out with the mans them, So it's gonna keep changing according to what, kind of like a chameleon of voices. But
Code switching.
yeah. but for no reason. It just other than that, I just like the sounds of different. Like every time I hear a different accent, I just enjoy hearing it. And so the fact that I'm able to, replicate some of these accents, it's fun.
Yeah.
And I love it. So yeah.
When I get angry, I get more Italian.
Yeah.
Then my voice starts changing a bit. Yeah.
That's like so. Like in your household, do they really speak with their hands and
Oh,
everything?
yeah.
They get it in.
Oh yeah. They speak with their fucking hands, all right. I'll tell you that. That's how we used to
We
get
just
it.
turned this to the trauma cast. Like, where did they hit you, and where's that scar really come from? Up next on the Trauma Podcast, say his name.
Oh, man. No, I say that because we were just in New York somewhat recently. And I just kind of noticed they kind of have like that rasp in their voice, and they all kind of sound like that.
I just woke up.
And
That's
then-
what this is.
One thing I also noticed about New York, the fucking rat population is insane.
The rat?
The rat population.
Yeah, the rat population. There's more rats than there are people in New York.
Crazy. And I was
That is
looking
a real
into
thing.
it. Dude, they're looking at New York City just proposed rat birth control to reduce the population. So they're gonna drop
So
these
they're going to
little
move
like
all the rats from New York down to the south where they can't get abortions?
Crazy.
Look at the white man just constantly trying to control the wombs of everybody, man, woman, and animal. Jesus, can't we just let them be?
It's actually
Roe v. Wade is now being
Yeah.
applied in rat court.
rat court. Sounds like an SNL
I'd watch
skit.
that. I'd watch a little rat
I would
court.
go to rat court.
Sounds like
I
a
go to
fucking-
rat court and be like, Your Honor, this guy ate my babies. In my defense, Your Honor, I was hungry.
This kind of sounds like a South Park episode. Will they do like a take on abortion through this? Like
That would be
story?
amazing if
Yeah.
they did that. If they're watching your podcast, I hope that they make it.
Trey, Matt, if you're listening,
You can make me a voice.
Yeah,
I'll be
dude,
one of the
he's like-
rats.
yeah.
Like, Your Honor.
you'd be a good New York rat.
Yeah,
Like, you'd make a
like,
good voice
yeah.
for that. Yeah, I'll just get me angry. I'll do the Italian like street
Yeah,
tough kind
and
of
then
thing.
you know
Yeah.
what? And we'll be yelling at other little rat ladies, like, like,
Yeah,
you fucking whore, what are you doing out here having babies and shit? Fuck.
we'll workshop it. We'll work it out. Yeah.
We're
got legs.
spitballing
We're
right now.
spitballing.
We're spitballing, but Trey, holla at me at Sterling's jokes. Get in my DMs. I'll listen. No,
It's actually it's kind of interesting the way they're going about it. They're basically gonna have like these little pellets that they're just gonna drop all over the city for rats to eat,
mm-hmm.
and they're gonna have these birth control pills in them basically. And they've tried it twice in the past. They tried it in the 60s, didn't work. And they tried it in the early 2010s, and it didn't work. But it's just because they only did it for female rats. Now they have a birth control that can work on both male and female rats. So they're hoping maybe that way. But even if it only works on the
Wait,
female
yeah,
rats, how are
what?
they making babies still? Like, something we don't know about dude rats that...
My thing that's crazy is it's like, why don't they just drop the pellets that kill the rats?
So that's the reason. So they wanted to do rat poison and shit, but they can't do rat poison and stuff because other animals get to it. Other animals die. There was an owl that got into one of like the rat traps, and the owl died, and it was like a Harambe situation. They had like a fucking vigil for this.
So you're
owl
telling
and
me
stuff.
that the populate, so they got that pretty much that turtle with the fucking straw in his nose.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it. And they
yeah.
fucked everybody's drinks up for a year.
Yeah.
And then they realized, that was one of the funniest backpedals I've seen in my life. They had the whole thing with the turtle with the straw in his nose. And we're like, we're never drinking out of plastic straws again. And then human beings spent 3 months drinking out of paper straws. It was like, fuck that turtle. Fuck that whole fuck that sea economy. You know what?
It's a dog
We're
eat
gonna
dog
start
world,
doing
man.
studies on the plaques on the straws that you're giving. Do you know how much you have to hate drinking out of the paper straws? That they started doing studies to see that apparently the microfibers within it cause just as much pollution, if not more. That's someone who's like, no.
Yeah. They're like, this probably causes
This
cancer.
is a
We're gonna
problem.
find
There's-
out that it causes cancer.
Find something that's wrong with it and
Yeah.
fix this.
Yeah.
It has to be because nobody asked for that study. Nobody asked for that study. There was just some millionaire drinking out of a paper straw, and he goes, "Why are my straws paper?" And they're like, "Sir, they changed them all." And he's like, "Get the boys in and fix this," because it's like. They just pulled it. They just pulled back on it. They're just like, whatever, man. We're back to regular straws again. So
honestly,
let's live life.
It never bothered me because I'm not a straw guy. I take my lid off and I drink out of the cup. Normally.
Well, I
I'm not
didn't care either way, but it just made me laugh how it affected so many people so much that they
Yeah.
were like, Man, fuck them turtles.
Never seen a turtle.
For mild discomfort.
Never once
mild
seen
discomfort.
one. So how am I supposed to care
What the
about
fuck
one?
are you talking? You've never seen a turtle?
Never. Unless it was at a zoo or an aquarium or something, or
Wow.
in someone's house, like in a pet. Never seen one.
I like the
Man.
idea of not taking being mad about plastic straws, but not because the paper straws are annoying, but because you don't think turtles are real. Never seen one. I don't think
you
we
know
should be
what?
carrying
Go
That's a
full
myth.
Alex Jones on
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The straws are
like,
making the turtles gay. And
I feel like
why we stopped making
that's
them.
an AI turtle. It's not even real. You know what I mean? Did you hear him? He's doing
That
Drake raps.
motherfucker is
I don't
not
believe
real.
him.
Motherfucker is not
Have you heard
real.
about that conspiracy?
Which one?
The airplane girl? That motherfucker is not real. You ever seen that clip?
No.
Pull up the clip of the
Yeah,
motherfucker is not real.
Well, okay, tell me. Give me the backstory as he's pulling it up.
So she's on a plane and she causes this huge freak out and she's pointing to someone and she's like, that motherfucker is not real. And then the camera never pans. So you never see like who she's talking about, but everyone on the plane's like, this chick's crazy. A couple days later, this chick just kind of like wipes off the face of the earth. And she's done interviews since then, but people are like AI matching it, being like, this isn't her. Like they're matching the faces, like what they did with like Kate Middleton, the royalty family. And they're like, yo, this seems like an AI video, whatever. Same thing with her. So people think she actually saw something crazy and then the government got a hold of her. But this is the actual video. You had to have seen this.
Can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And
Oh, it does
you can
pan.
sit on this
Oh, you don't see
plane
him,
and
yeah.
You can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
I've had shrooms that good before.
Look up
I've had
the conspiracy on her. See if it comes up. There's so many funny reels about it, though. There's one guy that did a reel. It was like, that motherfucker is not real. And the camera pans. And it's like Scooby-Doo in real life, but in a disguise, like in the real life movie. It's so fucking
Oh my god. Yeah, she looks crazy. I'm sorry. She looks crazy. She looks like she had a lot going on.
I can't find it. There's a TikTok I saw about it. If I can find it, I'll clip it in here and we'll play it. But
Clipping coming in. We didn't get it. All right.
I got lazy in the edit.
I mean, there's so many conspiracies out there and stuff. I mean, but I don't know, but what that looked like to me, it looked like somebody who is probably schizophrenic.
she seemed
You know,
like
see how good she is at math.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You never seen Beautiful Mind?
That's schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia is when you see another person, when you see people that aren't there.
Yeah, beautiful mind though. I thought
He
it
was a
just like-
schizophrenic.
was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Don't you remember the guy on the guy in the suit with the hat that he kept seeing?
Is
and
this
he's
another
like,
movie reference?
Yeah, it's a movie. But when he sees the
I was
guy
thinking
on
of
the
Rain
bench,
Man.
that guy's not real.
I
That
was
guy's not
thinking of
there.
Rain Man.
you got it
That's
mixed
not
up.
that's not the same thing.
No. Right, Tom Cruise was real. All right. Tom Cruise was in the movie Rain Man.
I know.
Yeah, no, yeah. So maybe she was schizophrenic. That could be a thing.
She might have been on drugs, maybe. I think this is why they should allow drugs on planes. Because
I
people
think
always
drugs should
freak
be allowed
out
at
before you
all
get
time.
on the plane, and then you take all your drugs before you pass security. If you didn't feel that pressure to take all of your drugs for security, you wouldn't have these moments on planes.
You know, there was a Rick and Morty episode where instead of checking them for weapons, they would just inject them with a drug that made them too passive to want to be violent. And they're like,
That's
they're
what
like,
America needs right
They
now.
go, it saves money on
Yeah.
security. They're like, they're not going to check us for weapons. No, we're too passive to use them now. And it's like, that's
funny.
the drug they should give out.
That's funny.
Hey, boys, forget the paper straw conspiracy. Get on that, all right? Because I'm sick and tired of taking my shoes off and having them fucking check my head and lift my ass. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. It's doing the hokey pokey in the motherfucking planes. I hate
Every
it.
gun sale should come with a passive vaccine. You
You
can have it.
That
Yeah, I
would be
get it.
hilarious.
You know what I mean? You,
You
want
know
to
what?
take it to the range.
Do you
shoot a
know
gun,
in
but-
Canada that firearms are, you can't even, if you own a firearm and you call it a weapon, it will be revoked because it is not a weapon. It is a firearm.
It's a toy.
It is meant to be
Oh.
used only on the range and or for hunting. If someone breaks into your house and you shoot them with your firearm, you will be charged.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I have a gun. I have a lot. Well, not gonna say how many I have, but I have my gun license, and it's funny because
Classic
it's
Alberta.
yeah,
Did we have another person on from Alberta, and they were like, I have a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know Danny Martinello?
That's my boy. What do you mean?
He was on here.
Danny and I came up together in Edmonton doing comedy.
Okay, cool.
And also shooting
Danny Martinello, Drew Bame. I
got my first gun from Danny. Yeah. He taught me how to use it.
Yeah, no, I love Danny. We go way back. Way back.
Shout out to
He's
Danny.
in New York right now.
I hope he's doing well, man. Because he was on the show right before he went to New York. I wonder how they're treating you out there. If they're like, oh fuck, this Canadian coming onto the scene, or if they're embracing it.
He has that accent. He has that northern
that's why
Albertan
I'm sure they're having a
accent.
heyday.
Like fucking rights, bro, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking time, man. We're gonna just do our thing right now and just let's go, man.
Yeah.
Fucking full throttle, bro.
I cannot be. I physically
I
cannot.
love Danny.
I can't be in a room of him, Danny Martinello, and Nick Burden.
Like talking into a mic with a bunch of dudes, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to play hockey when I was younger. Obviously, you want to follow in the footsteps of the lads.
No.
Oh,
I
my
can't be trapped in a room
goodness.
with them two. I can only see
that's
them
what
one
makes
at
me
a
laugh.
time.
How did Birdie get the northern Alberta? I guess it's just maybe a northern Ontario accent too.
It's Ontario.
Yeah,
it's
because
like
Birdie has it too.
He's got it.
He has it. You know who else has it? Drew Bame. Because Drew Bame and Danny came up
I've
together
heard of
as well.
Drew. I've never met him.
Drew's awesome too. Yeah, Drew. I met them when they were 18 years old, and they used to do a comedy show together called Dastardly Deeds, and they would get me to host for them, and they do their shows together. It was a great time.
I wonder if it's a hockey, because I've heard that the like Canadian accent, like the Letterkenny accent, has like migrated to like frat boys in like the States.
You're telling me
and stuff.
this, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a northern thing because PA, Prince Albert, Kelly Taylor, he has it the hardest I've ever heard in this entire country. Fucking right. Like I can't even do it the way he does it. But comedian Kelly Taylor is from a little town in northern Saskatchewan. And in Regina. No, wait, what's the province called? Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, you put me on the spot.
Listen, man, I'm rough right now. Okay, I'm off tequila and Red Bull. Okay, but he's a small town in Saskatchewan
Don't
called
mix it with
Prince
alcohol.
Albert, and his accent is so like out of this world twangy. He was on Just for Laughs, and they were like, he has to do speech, like because they wanted him in the States. And they were like, "Can he do speech therapy for this?" That's how bad his
hilarious.
accent is. Yeah, it's hilarious. But
He's
like,
a subtitles guy. Like he needs subtitles.
not that he needs subtitles, but it's just it stands out real. Like you're not gonna be like the turnaround. He's like, because he's a good looking dude, right? He's not gonna be the love interest. Oh fuck yeah, boy! Like they're like, no, don't have him.
I hope that's a thing when we're all strapped into our what's the Apple thing called?
The Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, when we're all strapped on with Apple Vision Pros and our VR headsets, I hope that's an option where that you can have captions pop up above people.
Oh my goodness!
Because sometimes I just actually can't, like these Canadian accents, I just can't get them.
Oh my goodness, that'd be hilarious.
British too. I watched a British movie the other night.
Would it translate directly?
Yeah, I think it would translate. No, I just need the words. If I can read what you're saying.
If you can't understand it, Apple can't understand it, bro. Let's be real.
It's AI, bro.
Let's be real.
I think it would take the words and kind of like translate it the way they think it is. Or maybe because it's like there's so many things where it's like with England, like they'll say things that don't make sense because you don't speak Cockney, right?
What'd you call me?
You wouldn't understand, you know?
What'd you just fucking call me?
I wouldn't think that you're that big. And from the roommate talk, you sounded like the bottom. But I mean, you started from the bottom and you're here. So I don't know. That would be dope. I think they do have that though they do have that already. It's
subtitles for people?
Yes. It's when you travel, they have it's a speech thing where you speak into it and then it'll speak back in a different language.
Yeah. I've seen that's like a Google phone thing.
That's pretty much subtitles.
It's crazy that Google does all this work for like that's crazy innovation for a phone, and people are still like, "Fuck you." The photos don't upload right to Instagram though, so I'm not gonna get a Google phone. Fuck your
phones
Samsung.
aren't bad. People are.
Yeah.
That's just all it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll never forget the Louis C.K. joke where he's like, this phone sucks. And he's like, really? The phone sucks? The thing that's catching a satellite signal from
goes
outer
all the way
space,
to space
coming down here. You're like, it's taking too long. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think about when you say that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's hilarious. We're bad. That's why it's like when they talk about social media and they're like, oh, social media is a problem. No, social media is not the problem. We're the problem. Okay. Social media allows you to connect to people around the world to experience different cultures. And what did we use it to do? I hate you. I hate you too. It's like we ruined it.
That and boobs.
Yo, you know what's weird? On Instagram, they have a new thing where it's I don't know why it's in my feed, okay? I don't look for this, but it's in my Explore page a lot. Women fake breastfeeding. So they pull their titties out and then they put a fake baby on, and Instagram can't pull it down because it's breastfeeding. So it's not porn.
What's this called?
Just go on
so
your Instagram. On your Instagram, it's so weird, but it's a real thing. I mean,
I've never seen this.
It's so much of it. So, and you know what the weirdest thing? It's usually like people from different countries, like a lot of third world countries, and they'll just literally just pull. I bet you if I pull out my Explore page right now.
All right, let's do this. I like this.
Let's
screen record
right
it.
Now.
Screen record it.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm just gonna go open my Explore page, and my Explore page is, oh my god, it's so much ass on my Explore page. There's so ass, and
breastfeeding.
Or you know which ones I hate too? The ones where they're wearing clothes and then it like takes like a split second blink and they're naked and then it comes back normal. They got a lot of weird ones like that too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll find one because I've always seemed to get one.
I want to go algorithm hopping.
I need to change my algorithm because my algorithm is so bad. I open my Instagram and it's like just ass and titties shaking, and it's like, I gotta be like hide it every time.
You've been scrolling for a while there. I feel like you're looking for this.
Well, no, it's.
I don't think they pop. I think you.
I'm hoping to.
How deep into your scroll do the breastfeeding videos come up? Is it immediately when you start your scroll, or is it like 2 hours into
every day is
scrolling?
different. Every day is different. Well, okay, look, here's the one I was talking about where this is like a weird trend. Look at that one in the corner where it's like you'll see a woman and she's wearing her clothes and then look the lady in the sari and then boom, and then it goes back. Yeah. That's so they do that because that's not porn, it's legal. So that's the one thing too. Yeah, but they do it so fast that
we can't show that.
You can't. Yeah, no, you can't show that one. You can't show that one. But like that's what I mean.
How is that? You see it though.
Right.
So but they're like, look, if it's only for a second, it doesn't count. Like if it's just the tip, almost kind of
I think they found like a loophole.
I don't get it.
And like, okay, look, this is what I mean. There's a lot of weird fetishes. Look at that one right there in your corner. I didn't even have to go too much for it with the lady with the belly.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
What was that reaction?
This one we can show.
Okay.
I'm gonna send this to myself just so we can throw it in the pod.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. These are weird things that are trends. But yeah, apparently, if they're breastfeeding, it's not considered porn, and so they're allowed to do it. So you have a bunch of women, and they do it so slow too. They go doop. And here's the thing: even some of them have real babies too, and that's even creepier. But what they'll do if they have the real baby, they'll put the baby on one titty, and then they'll just leave the other titty out.
Oh,
and it's not porn.
Loophole.
Yeah, and it's all over Instagram. All over Instagram. Did you find it? Why is it all of a sudden I have breastfeeding videos? It's not just me.
Reddit.
I told you I'm not the weird one. Yes, thank you. I was feeling real weird by that. I was feeling.
This is posted by I am not Sterling Scott 69 420. What's going on?
Yo, oh my God. No, I genuinely was like, oh my God, why does it seem like I'm the only guy doing this? It's like, no. It's a weird thing, man. And like, I try to because I have too much ass and titty videos.
Too much.
On my, because it's like you stop and you look at one pair of titties and now your algorithm is all ruined.
That's true.
All ruined.
That is true.
I have to look at all different kinds of stuff now just to clear the palette because it's like, come on, guys. I stopped for a few seconds. It wasn't that long. You didn't need to put, if you like this.
I mean, you clicked on it. You spent 15 seconds staring at it.
What's wrong with a 15 seconds?
You got to think about it in terms of that, though, because Instagram's like, hey, if you looked at this, ass picture for like 20 seconds, in the digital world, not a lot of time. But imagine in real life, if that was in front of you and you're just 20 seconds. It's a long time. Instagram's going to be like, I think this guy likes this shit. So
this guy does not have sex for long periods of time.
Me?
You're like 20 seconds is a long
Under
time?
20
Never.
seconds.
No, it's not. 20 seconds
I'll give you some
is not
references.
a long time, man. It's not a long time.
It's a long time to be staring at something. Is all
on
I'm
your
saying.
phone? Exactly. That's why to this day you have
A
where
photo?
you can see a screen time.
A photo. Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you this then.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you this then. Someone shows you a photo of their kid. It's an 8-year-old, and you stare at it for 20 seconds.
How
I'm
ugly
gonna
is
be a
this
little
kid?
creeped out if someone's looking at my kid for longer than 20 seconds.
I mean, if the kid's ugly, I'm gonna need 20 seconds to find a better compliment than your kid's ugly. So maybe
I think
you
you just be like,
baby.
oh, he looks so big, is all you say.
So
yeah,
big.
that's
Guys,
it.
just
Yeah.
using descriptive factors.
Yeah.
That is genius.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say.
Oh,
all
he's
the
getting
times.
old. Yeah. He's
getting
growing
old.
up. Whenever someone gives you that compliment on your kid, it's because your kid's ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely.
If you get a lot of your kid's growing up so quick or he's big now, your kid's ugly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant because I was like, I don't know what to say when the kids are ugly. I start sweating. I'm like, that's him, man. Okay, all right.
See, that's the wrong sign though. If you start sweating at a kid pic, I'm like, this guy.
All right, I'm not allowed in parks anymore.
Get
Jesus
this guy
Christ.
away from my phone. Yeah.
You see one ugly baby, and now I'm not allowed within 60 feet of a park. God damn it. Anyways.
Speaking of Instagram,
I'm going to get fucking canceled.
let's bring this up. Let's pull this up. Have you seen this video of this girl filming herself crying and drooling over Taylor Swift?
No.
Play the video.
All right.
Let's click on it.
Let's play the video.
Oh.
All right. 2 things about this video I can tell you right now. 1, she's not original. She stole from the original, leave Britney alone. That's the original crying over a person. So not original. Second of all, how weird is it to film yourself crying?
And then to watch that back.
Watch it back and go,
That's
good.
the take.
That's good.
That's the take.
take.
I want to see
You're
what
a
her
weirdo.
I want to see what her photo album looks like and how many takes she
how many
has
takes
of
did
it.
she do?
Bro, there's
I
like an
that. We'll do it
edit.
again. Like, because you have to set that up and then edit
Yeah.
it, and it's like, what are you doing? Anytime I see a person with their video and they're sitting there talking and they're crying and they're having a little thing, I'm like, you're a weirdo. You're an absolute weirdo because nobody does it in one take,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, how much attention do you want? Like, were you like, okay, wait, okay, wait.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I think
It's ridiculous.
There
How
is
much
a
attention
world
do you
though.
need?
I think there is a world where you just start having a breakdown, and then your initial thought is to load up Instagram and film directly in the app. You know what I mean?
No.
And so it could
We
be a
know
little bit.
someone who would do that for
When
sure.
I'm crying, you know what I do? I finish crying. That's what I do. I'm not looking for my phone like, who's got a signal? Hurry up. This is a good one. We're going to get likes because I don't have enough likes for myself. Nah, man, fuck that shit. Anybody who is crying on social media and you're the one holding the camera and you're the one that posted it, I'll let it go if someone's filming you. Maybe you're driving in your car and someone pulls up next to you
And I'm
starts
crying
recording
and they
you.
film
And
me?
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that cry. I believe that cry. But if you're the one doing this, how bad did you want tickets, sweetheart?
Yeah.
How bad did you want tickets? You should have spent less money on that dye in your hair and bought a Taylor Swift ticket. You know what I mean? What you
Good
should be
God.
crying over is the price of a Taylor Swift ticket. All right. Apparently, it's a Bitcoin now. So
What I love
Call
about
back.
I love diehard fans like these, like diehard Swifties or diehard like even like Trump fans or whatever, because they look like they do shit like this. They'll cry on camera and be like so for that person. Taylor Swift is not spending a minute with you
No,
for free.
never.
If you pay for like a meet and greet, she has to. But she
And
would
even-
not hang out with
I
you.
don't think she can afford the meet and greet. She's driving a Prius.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with like Trump fans. Like any Trump fan from like Louisiana that's like gun thumping, like that kind of guy. Trump would not let you within 50 feet of a Trump tower.
You're weird. Stay over there.
yeah. His lean for that.
Where were
handshake would be,
you
like
on
20
January
yards away.
6th?
Yeah. It's just these diehard fans are like the person you're standing over hates you. You know that.
Yeah,
If they were to actually meet you.
It's a weird dynamic. I'm not a person who gets, fanboy crazy over anyone. But it's really weird to see when somebody worships. They deify celebrities. Like Beyonce fans do that too.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift fans, they deify them. And it's weird. It's like, how real is religion? What if Jesus Christ was just the Taylor Swift of his time? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. His first concert, 2 Fish and the Loaves. What if that was the name of his band? You know what I think I'm breaking the code here, guys. Maybe Jesus Christ was just a really good fucking artist,
I'm really glad you brought this up.
and they deified him.
Speaking of Jesus, I was thinking about him the other day. And I was thinking, I was like, you know how people take the Bible literally, like Jesus walked on water
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff? What if like it's all just words being passed down? like scribes and people like hearing these stories and writing them in the Bible. What if that was just slang back in the day? Like being really cool meant you walked on water. Like, Jesus, man, that guy walks on water. Like, he's a cool guy. That's all they meant by that. Sense. Rather than like he actually walked on water.
That makes way more sense. It also like makes sense because like, you know, there's a lot of the stories. Louis C.K. bodied that in his latest special where he pulls out, he's like, when Jesus rose the man from the dead. And he's like, it sounds like a miracle, but that man's wife was like, you brought him back? Why? He was dead for 3 days. Like, you know, what if it was just, yeah, that makes sense. What if walking water just meant he was cool?
That just meant you were cool back in the day.
But also it's like the Bible wasn't written down originally. It was passed down verbally for a long time.
So I mean, they're just talking in slang. There's been slang forever. So
and then you got to get the one guy who forgot the story and just started making shit up.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, dude, how good was he? Yo, he was great, you know what I mean? He fed people, and they're like, boring. Nah, he fed people with like 2 loaves and a fish, and it was 9,000 of them motherfuckers. Okay, I'm listening. What else?
He's Tracy Morgan all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan is the guy.
We're getting pregnant in here.
Yeah, someone just like tell me about Jesus. Like, man, that guy walked on water. That just means he was cool as fuck.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
That would make
just
sense,
slang.
man. I like our theories.
You
Our
should start
conspiracy
that.
theories.
You
I'm gonna start
should
that.
make that work.
I'm gonna do that on stage. I'm
Mine
gonna
is
go to an
that he
open
was,
mic. And I'm gonna try that.
I think maybe when they say that he was a carpenter, maybe that was the name of the band or something. You know
the
what
Carpenter.
I mean?
Yeah,
the
He had a band
Carpenters.
called the Carpenters.
And he just toured. Look what he did. He toured around from town to town with an entourage. And he had hoes.
That's true.
He was an artist. He was a rap star. He was the
Yeah.
killer of his time. And he was just really good. Think about it. If we left it to Taylor Swift fans, to the Swifties, to write history, how long before Taylor Swift becomes Jesus?
Dude, the second pen touches paper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now
Instantly.
pass that down for 2,000
Instantly,
years.
yeah.
They become the religion.
Ah.
We are just looking at the reality of how people deify another human being. And then they have to transcend it. You always have to give the mystery to it.
I think we're onto something. I think
I
we
think
should.
we
I think
are.
we should write a Taylor Swift Bible.
All right.
We know there's an audience for it.
This is the first time
We
we're
would
going to have
sell-
to
we would
co-write
make
our
millions,
manifesto.
Jokes aside, we're writing a Bible for Taylor Swift.
I'm telling you, it's going to sell.
100%.
It's like in the beginning. Think about it. The Bible for Jesus.
New and Old Testament.
Why do you think there was only him from 12 and then death, 36? Nothing in the middle. Because he wasn't recording. All right? We were waiting for his album to drop like the new fucking diss track on Kendrick. That's all that was happening.
What do you think the Old Testament for Taylor? Because Jesus isn't in the
country
Old
days.
Testament.
It starts with the country days, Taylor
Right.
Swift country days, and the second she went pop, that's New Testament.
Okay.
You know?
Right. But when you look at the Old Testament, they don't give anybody.
Old Testament
Everyone's
is like,
angry. Everybody's angry in the
That's
Old
like
Testament.
country Taylor Swift when she's hanging out with Nazis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You ever seen those photos? They're
no.
out there. They're out there.
I believe it.
They're
I
out
mean,
there.
It's we all made our mistakes.
I know it was a Halloween party, but it's kind of weird still. Kind of weird.
Weird costume choice.
Same
you know
party
what I
Trudeau
mean?
was at.
Jesus Christ. He's a blast. I like that.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
I laugh at that. You know why I laugh at that? Because it's like, again, taking things from the past into a world that is different from back then. Because let's be realistic. 2 things, and I'm a guy who's in his 40s, and I'll tell you, when I first saw that picture, I went, ha, 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 ha. And then everybody's like, no, he's doing blackface. I go, what's that? And they're like, oh, you can't, color your face to look like a different person. I'm like, Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd were in a movie together where Dan Aykroyd pretended to be a fucking Jamaican, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? Trading places. Nobody got mad, okay? Tropic Thunder. They even made it double funny where it's like they made the guy pretend to be.
It was meta, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's, again, hilarious. Why? Because the juxtaposition. We know you don't
White
look like
Chicks is
that.
hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Just like back in the day, it was funny when a guy wore a dress because you got a dude who's manly and muscular, and then it's like he's wearing a dress. We laugh.
Yeah.
Now they're like, you can't do that. You're offending people. It's like, what? No, I wasn't trying to. And they're pulling up pictures from yesteryear to say you're offending them today.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I did that back then when it was okay.
I was offending people way before.
They said the
social
Office
media. Yeah.
would not be able to be made today. The Office is too offensive.
Some episodes for sure.
Yeah. But that's
the Diversity
ridiculous.
Day, that episode probably wouldn't be able to
Well,
fly.
that's the thing. It's like,
Remember
what
when they have
makes
the
it
cards
funny-
on their head?
That's hilarious.
It has like Asian on it.
That's-
And then Dwight's like, I'm a bad driver. And he's like, am I a woman? It's just like...
Let's get ugly. Let's get real.
Okay. If I have to do this, based on stereotypes that are totally untrue, that I do not agree with, you would maybe not be a very good driver.
Oh man, am I a woman?
But here's the thing. Why I laugh at the absurdity of these things. Because you see, we're laughing at them because they're stupid. It's not real. None of this situation is real, and these things don't exist. Yeah. You're mad because that problem is real. Spend more time fixing that problem instead of trying to fight that joke. Because that joke only exists because that problem does. And you know you can't fix that problem, so you attack what you can, thinking you're making a change. But once you stop that joke, that problem still exists. This joke didn't make that problem. That problem made that joke. So don't come after me or any comedian. I think it's ridiculous for anybody. When someone says to me, what's a joke that offends you? I say the one that wasn't funny. That's about it for me. So that's what I really dislike when people keep going at each other, especially because comedians and, comedy shows are the number one to attack. And here's the thing. If you don't like something that you've seen, just don't watch it. Why do you need to get on the social media platforms and everything and try to take it away from everybody else? Why do you have to force everybody to think the way you think? Why don't you just go, I don't like that, and move the fuck on? Why are you like, cancel it, get it off, we don't need that? No. You don't like it. Don't watch it. That's the end of the world. We don't need to continue anymore. You know what I'm saying? But people out here, they want that low-level celebrity. They want that victimization popularity where it's like, look at this thing so that everyone can champion me and I'll be your leader, I'll be your god. And then they look at their DMs and like, fuck. And they're like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So fuck all that shit. Leave all those comedians alone. If you don't like something, just don't watch it. Mwah.
Well, let's kind of end off on that note. You as a comedian, that's why I had yours. Like, I always look at the new comedians coming in town. Like, I love having comedians on.
I'm so glad that you called me. You have a beautiful studio, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And keep these VHSs in good condition. Will Smith is gonna need that back. You know what I mean? Princess Bride, that's a great date movie. So great, man.
Shout out to Nick for bringing in all these great comics. I just keep in touch with Nick. I'm like, who do you have coming in town?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Laugh Lounge. Thank you so much. The shows were phenomenal. The crowds were amazing. I
do want to close on this because you were on Canada's Got Talent. This video, it's the last link in the note.
God.
I want to pull this up. I was talking to Nick. I was like, who do you got coming to town next week? He's like, oh, Sterling fucking Canada's Got Talent. Guy's an absolute fucking weapon. But I was like, all right, cool. I checked out your page.
There we go.
This was a big moment for you.
You actually answered our dreams. And if I can be the facilitator of your dreams, I will help you, sir.
So you start crying. Did they tell you to do that?
No.
That wasn't movie magic?
No.
This was real tears?
I didn't know I was going to win. Okay. That's so embarrassing. The truth of the backstory is...
You mute it.
They don't pay for you to come there. So it's in Niagara Falls. I live in Edmonton. They don't pay for nothing. They go, you could be on the show and good luck. You know what I mean?
Huh. They don't pay for your
They
hotel,
don't pay for nothing. So I had to, and they told me within 3 weeks, right? So the plane tickets were so expensive that it cost me $800 round trip, plus hotel, plus a rental car. I ended up dropping all in all $1,500, and so I didn't have enough money to pay my rent that month. And so when I won the $25,000, I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent when I was on that show. So that's why I was crying, because I really had no money.
Wow, that's crazy.
I really had no money. I was at that show broke as fuck. I only had that pair of clothes. I wore that for the 2 days that I was there.
Wow.
So I really had no money at all. I had nothing.
You just bet on yourself.
I did.
I needed to win this.
And I didn't even think I was going to win the $25,000. It was more of just, it's worth the opportunity to try to move on. You know, to get myself on a platform where I could be seen by the people, and hopefully they like my stuff, and I can start selling tickets, and I don't have to struggle as much as a comic or how I am right now. And so I had no money. I was using my bank account. I took screenshots of it. When they gave me the $25,000, I had so much
23,000 in your bank account because you were like,
yes,
yeah,
and I because that's how much I was using overdraft just to get by. So I really had no money at all, and that's why I cried. Because I was really 100% broke, and no, they don't tell you that you're gonna win the $25,000. You don't know if you're gonna get it. They give it to whoever they choose. So it was a surprise, and that's why I cried. It's not movie magic.
That's all. I didn't know that.
It was my Will Smith pursuit of happiness moment.
That's I thought you were gonna say another Will Smith moment, but that
Howie
Mandel just comes up and fucking like.
it was just that feeling. So yeah,
that's cool, man. Not even the 25,000. It's like you're probably selling tickets like crazy now. It's like long
ticket
term
sales
wise.
are going well. I'm really happy.
People probably booking
things are
you
going.
and stuff.
Yeah. And so please, follow me on social media at Sterling's Jokes on everything, and please come out to a show and see for yourself. And I hope to make you cry with tears of joy, because that was tears of paying bills.
Oh man, that's awesome, bro. That's a good story to end it off of, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank
cool.
you.
Thanks for coming on the show, bro. This was
Thank
fun.
you so much.
It's
been a joy, man.
Yeah, I already plugged everything, so I was gonna say want to plug something, but
that's it.
Nah, cool.
That's it, man. We good, baby.
Woo! Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.